Episode 157. But by then, it was too late. Dong Xuaner's sullied reputation had already spread throughout the entire Yellow Maple Valley. And once rumors like this spread, they become impossible to explain away. Even Hong Fu, a core formation cultivator, was powerless to stop it.
Cultivators value their reputations above all. Even if they knew for certain that Xuaner is still pure, they wouldn't risk their own standing to become his dual cultivation partner now. But because of the nature of the Hua Chun art, Xuaner has now reached a stage where she must engage in dual cultivation. Otherwise, her magic power will stagnate or even begin to regress. I couldn't find a single one of those cultivators still chasing after Xuaner who was satisfactory. I didn't trust their character or their prospects. That's why I came to you.
After hearing all this, the young woman returned to Li Huayuan's side with a deeply awkward expression and relayed the matter to him, leaving the pair of them utterly speechless.
While it's true my wife and I misunderstood Dong Xuaner's innocence, even if she had remained pure, her reputation is already ruined. I simply cannot allow my disciple to form a dual cultivation partnership with her. The damage to my own reputation would be far too great. In that case, I can only apologize to senior sister Hong Fu.
To make up for his guilt towards Hong Fu, Li Huayuan naturally wouldn't set any more obstacles for Han Li's participation in the treasure-snatching conference. He even went out of his way to facilitate it, which is how Han Li and Dong Xuaner ended up on this long journey. In Li Huayuan's view, given Dong Xuaner's status, Han Li was actually the more suitable choice.
Given Han Li's extremely poor impression of this Dong Xuaner, even if the two of them really did make this trip, it shouldn't lead to any entanglement. It's my seventh disciple, Wu Xuan. Ever since he laid eyes on Dong Xuaner that one time, he's been utterly smitten. Just a few days ago, he even came to beg me to bless his union with Dong Xuaner. I gave him a severe dressing down and sent him off on an errand. He seems to be behaving himself now, but I can clearly sense his ambitions haven't died. It's truly a headache.
After seeing the two off, immortal Hong Fu chatted with the couple for a few more moments before taking her leave and returning home. Li Huayuan and the young woman also entered the Green Wave Cave, resuming their daily cultivation. The matter of Han Li and Dong Xuaner was finally set aside for the time being. The Yan clan, despite being the #1 family in the Yu Kingdom, had its roots in the unremarkable Lin province, one of the kingdom's 13 states. Its size was average, its population middling, a place of utter mediocrity. As for Qingling City, it was just an ordinary little town in Linzhou. Aside from the nearby Mount Yanling, which had some decent scenery, it had absolutely nothing in the way of distinctive features or local products that the residents could boast about. And the Yan family's ancestral stronghold, Yanling Fort, was situated within these very mountains. Han Li held a slip of paper in his hand, the invitation to the treasure hunt tournament. The location listed for the event was none other than Yanling Fortress. He gave the invitation another look, confirming the details once more, before carefully tucking it away. A woman's voice, laced with cold mockery, reached his ears.
What a blockhead. You've looked over that invitation 5 or 6 times and you're still not satisfied? You really do have a problem.
Her voice was soft, yet carried a low, magnetic quality that could easily stir a man's imagination, making young men's minds wander. But Han Li's expression didn't change in the slightest, as if he hadn't heard a thing. Instead, he raised a hand and fired 3 bowl-sized fireballs into the sky, where they rapidly burst apart at high altitude.
If the Yan family doesn't come to fetch us soon, we'll leave this place and return tomorrow. If you're not tired and still have the energy to argue, junior sister, why not fly up high and take a look around? See if anyone else is nearby, just in case.
Senior brother Han, you really are quite the scaredy cat. We are right at the gates of the Yan family now. What danger could possibly be left? I think you're just making trouble for the sake of it, and dragging everyone else along for the ride.
Dong Shuar leaned against an ancient pine tree, stretching lazily, showing no sign of complying. Han Li and the young woman were on a small mountain peak, the designated meeting point from the invitation. Yet, despite having arrived some time ago, no one from the Yan family had appeared. Han Li's sense of alertness spiked, a knot of worry tightening in his gut. But this Miss Dong dismissed Han Li's caution as nothing more than cowardice. It had been 7 or 8 days since Han Li and his companion left Green Wave Cave. For the entire journey, perhaps because they were simply born at odds, they had found each other utterly insufferable. Not a hint of romantic tension ever sparked between them. Dong Xuaner's bewitching charms, which worked like a charm on every other male cultivator, somehow had zero effect on Han Li. Instead, it was her spoiled, bratty nature that soon erupted in full force as her attempts to control him failed spectacularly, leading to a major tantrum. But Han Li wasn't having any of it. He paid no mind to her unreasonable tantrum. With a single line, "I'll report your conduct faithfully to Master Red Flame," he immediately deflated Dong Xuaner. Though she was used to being spoiled, the young woman knew full well that Hong Fu was genuinely furious this time over the damage to her reputation.
My master's parting warning was meant for me. If this annoying man really does go and speak ill of me to her, I'll definitely be in for a severe punishment. I might even be confined to my quarters again.
The mere thought of that life under confinement sent a shiver down her spine. Her mouth might still be running, but her actions were now far more cautious. Seeing this, Han Li didn't push him too hard. He didn't even mind letting the girl have the last word in their little verbal spats. But the moment Dong Xuaner stepped even slightly out of line, he wouldn't hesitate to invoke the authority of Aunt Hong Fu, instantly putting her firmly back in her place. After all, before they left, Red Ripple had made it clear in front of both of them that Dong Xuaner was to listen to Han Li. And so one of them spent the entire journey relentlessly mocking and taunting the other, while the other simply ignored every word, keeping his head down and pressing on. But whenever the quiet one mentioned Hong Fu, the sharp-tongued party would instantly change expression, not daring to be too outrageous. So, with a fair share of bumps and stumbles along the way, traveling by day and resting by night, they finally reached Yanliang Mountain after several days and located this particular peak. But to their surprise, the Yan family members who should have shown themselves long ago were nowhere to be seen. Han Li and his companion waited for the better part of a day, growing increasingly impatient. Perhaps their impatience had finally paid off, for 2 black dots suddenly appeared in the sky to the west of the mountain peak, and 2 enormous double-headed eagles gradually flew closer. It was the twin-headed black eagle Han Li had seen at the Tainan Fair. Riding atop the strange bird were a man and a woman. The moment outsiders appeared, Dong Xuaner's lazy demeanor vanished. She straightened up, her eyes bright with curiosity as she stared at the approaching 2-headed crow.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I am Yan Yu, and this is my younger sister, Yan Ling. We are here to escort you to Yan Ling Fort.
The moment the twin-headed crow landed on the peak, the man and woman tumbled from its back.
It's fine, we only just arrived ourselves.
Before Han Li could speak, Dong Xuaner, seeing that Yan Yu was such a dashingly handsome man, immediately brightened up. Her voice became utterly charming and melodious, so much so that even Han Li couldn't help but glance her way. If Han Li hadn't already witnessed her willful and spoiled nature over the past few days, he might have been fooled by Dong Xuaner's current voice into thinking she was a proper young lady from a noble family. Of course, Yan Yu was completely unaware of all this. The sight of the lovely young maiden Dong Xuaner, coupled with her soft-spoken words, sent a thrill through him. He immediately straightened his posture and declared in a clear voice,
There were originally Yan family disciples waiting here to receive honored guests. However, the assigned disciples encountered an unexpected issue, so the post was temporarily unmanned. We nearly showed you both great discourtesy. On behalf of the Yan family, I offer our sincerest apologies. I hope you won't take offense.
Dong Xuan'er gave a pursed lip smile, her eyes sparkling with a hint of coquettish charm. Just as she was about to speak again, Han Li's faint voice transmission suddenly reached her ear. "Junior sister, acting like this, aren't you afraid Master Hung Fu will reprimand you?" At those words, Dong Xuan'er's face paled. Her lips parted several times, but no sound came out. This strange situation left the Yan siblings rather puzzled. Yan Ling, a girl of 15 or 16, had a lively and pleasant appearance. Her dark, sparkling eyes kept darting back and forth between Han Li and Dong Xuan'er, giving off an extremely clever and alert impression.
As junior sister Dong said, being a little late is no issue. I'm sure the Yan family wouldn't intentionally slight us invited guests. I'm just a bit curious. What kind of accident could have befallen the disciple who was originally assigned to greet us? Did they perhaps get into a conflict with one of the guests?
Having stopped Dong Xuan'er from carelessly using her seductive charm of spring technique, Han Li cleared his throat, offered a polite remark, and casually inquired about the so-called accident.
Well,
Hearing Han Li's words, Yan Yu's face showed a conflicted expression, as if he had some reservations and found it difficult to speak plainly.
Senior brother Han. Since this senior brother Yan Yu has his reasons for not speaking up, we shouldn't go causing trouble for him. Shouldn't we head to Yanling Fort early? I bet a lot of people are already there, right?
right, let's head to Yanling Fort. Quite a few other guests have already arrived. They're discussing cultivation insights and having all sorts of exchanges. The two of you can join right in.
Seeing Yan Yu's hesitation, Dong Xuan'er immediately began to speak up for him. The Yan family disciple let out a huge sigh of relief, agreeing repeatedly. His favorable impression of Dong Xuan'er soared even higher. Meanwhile, Yan Ling, standing to the side, had a vague sense of Dong Xuan'er's ill intentions and pouted her little lips in displeasure. This time, Han Li didn't do anything to Dong Xuan'er. He simply gave a faint smile and nodded in agreement.
Then please lead the way, Brother Yan and Miss Yan. Fellow disciple Dong and I will follow behind you.
Hearing that Han Li wasn't going to press the issue, Yan Yu's face lit up with joy. But then, as if remembering something, she added, "Before we lead the way..."
I must still check your invitations as a formality. I hope you don't mind.
Though Yan Yu's words were polite, Han Li clearly sensed that most of that courtesy was directed at Dong Xuan'er. It seems this Yan family disciple is already falling into Dong Xuan'er's tender trap. Han Li inwardly sneered a few times, but couldn't be bothered to concern himself with Dong Xuan'er's absurd antics. He simply pretended not to notice, pulled out Li Huayuan's invitation from his person, and handed it over to Yan Yu with brisk efficiency. As for Dong Xuan'er, she also produced Lady Red Sleeve's invitation. With a slender, jade-like hand, she extended it forward. The alluring scent of her body and the lustrous, white jade glow of her skin made Yan Yu lose himself for a moment, forgetting to reach out and take it. His younger sister, watching from the side, could stand it no longer. With a flash of annoyance, she snatched the invitation for Yan Yu, finally snapping her brother out of his daze. A few low chuckles from Dong Xuan'er sent his face flushing crimson once more.
So it's junior brother Han and junior sister Dong. The invitation is in order. Let's be on our way.
Yan Yu handed the invitation back to Han Li and Dong Xuan'er, then clasped her hands together, visibly unsettled. All the while, her gaze kept flickering back to Dong Xuan'er. Yet now, this willful young lady was putting on a prim and proper air which only made the Yan family elite's imagination run wild.